Hello, this is Joe83. This is the first round of the new AOR season, and it's also the first time that I'm doing commentary over AOR videos ever, I think. But this is my fourth season in AOR, but it is also the first season I'm running fully no assists, no race line or anything, which I'm pretty worried about. I don't know what I've got myself in for really, but last season I was in F3 with racing line on. This season I've moved up to F2, so racing line is off, of course, and I'm in the Red Bull once again. We're here in Australia. This is my best lap in qualifying, but it wasn't that good because it's my banker lap. I just messed up my last two laps quite a lot. So yeah, it was not the best start for me, but I don't really know how it's going to go this season. I don't think I'm anywhere near the fastest people, but hopefully I can get a few consistent points throughout the season. I don't think it will go as well as last season because I finished 5th in F3 and I scored points in every race that I started, which was pretty good, I thought. But now coming to this season though, F2, which is pretty exciting. I was in assists on F1 2016, so I've come a long way already. And now F2 season is starting. I'm going through the first lap in qualifying, or not my first lap, but my first clean lap in qualifying. As for the very first one I did do a corner cut on, but now this section here, very difficult to do with no line. I clipped the first corner quite nicely, but then nowhere near the apex on the second part of the chicane, which is pretty bad. Probably lost about like 3 or 4 tenths there. And EVR Franglish, who was in tier 1 not so long ago in AOR, is also in this tier now, so that's the sort of people that I'd be in the same tier as. But through this corner as well, I can never get that fast right-hander right. I don't know what gears to take it in or anything, but I practiced a reasonable amount. I didn't really practice quali pace that much because I always like to focus on race pace. My quali pace has always been a weak point really, but coming across the line, up towards the line now in the Red Bull, where is it going to be? It is going to be currently P12, but it's a 24 dead, and that is pretty shocking. Like my best with no line, I think was a 22, a mid 22, like 25 or something. And now you can see onto the next lap with just over a minute left. So this is going to be my last lap in qualifying, or my second last lap, my second run. So this was meant to be the fast one, and it was pretty fast. So I'll keep you on board, but it was pretty good. But my best was 22.5, as I said, and so 24 dead is pretty disappointing, really. I don't really know where I lost the time, to be honest, apart from in the chicane and just generally lacking confidence. Obviously, you can't push quite as hard in the real thing because it does actually matter to get a time on the board rather than just to go all out like you would in time trial and stuff. But hopefully our race pace is quicker than quali pace. I'm pretty sure it is because it usually is. But now you can see run wide there, getting exceeded track limits, warning, and that's invalidation. This is my next lap. The session has already finished and I turned in too early and get another one. So I had 2 chances, messed up both of them, and unfortunately that is me 16th on the grid, I believe. Franglish on pole by 2 tenths from Smithson, with Tapan in 3rd and Bailey in 4th. It was at a race last season, which is pretty interesting that he's up in 4th place already and I'm down in 16th, so pretty different already. We finished 1 place apart last season, but now into this race we are 15th on the grid because someone disconnected. But 5 red lights now, and it's away in Australia for the first round of the AOR season, and it's a decent start compared to Commodore alongside me and Vodka shot ahead. But we're getting blue flags from me, so not quite sure what that is. But now breaking reasonably conservatively into turn 1, trying to avoid the action on the inside. LK and Oasis have spun out on the side. LK I think got a bit of damage, but he's now going past MPC0. I've gone past the outside of Vodka shot and through the middle of Commando as well. So we're already up into 11th place, up 4 positions already, which I'm pretty happy with. Trying to look around the outside of LK, but that was just like, because that was where the space was rather than that was where I was trying to make a move, because that move would never have come off. And LK now defending for the position, and he's got a bit of left to lift for that corner there because I wasn't fully confident with the tyre temperatures and everything. Braking just at the black box on the left hand side there and turning in for this next corner. We're just behind LK, but now end of lap 1 and 3 wide up ahead into the second last corner. That is obviously losing time, and I think that's a Toro Rosso, Boring Shire and Zero there, MVP 0, and LK is trying to take advantage now. So a 5-car train going down towards turn 1 on lap 2. I'm looking at the inside of LK. Can this work? Don't know if it will. There's no DRS at this point, obviously. I'm only doing rich mix. But now, because 2 cars there going side by side, Rockall that is, he's got an X next to his name, and he's actually disappeared there. So I don't know what's happening here, but I've gone on the outside of LK anyway. And we're up into the points now already after just a few laps, just after 1 lap actually. And Commando also trying very close behind me, but we have defended that pretty nicely, and we're up into 9th. But I don't know what Rockall. I don't think he lags a lot, but yeah, I can tell you after this, the first few laps, it wasn't that bad for the rest of the race. But yeah, it was pretty laggy, desyncing, like warping all over the place. You can see here he's just disappeared again, and that's actually put 0 into a spin. And I think he must have lost front wing from that, so unlucky for MVP 0. But a bit of lag costing him there, but that is part of online racing, unfortunately. So now we're behind Boring Shire, but that spin out for him has actually put us into 9th. So already up 6 positions, because we actually started 15th because KJ Gamer disconnected just after qualifying finish, so he didn't actually make the start of the grid, which is very disappointing for him. I've had that before last season, it was very disappointing. But our Boring Shire has gone wide and we're up the inside. That's going to be up to 8th place, so that's pretty good. By the end of lap 2 we've halved our grid spot already, basically from 15th to 8th. And coming out through the final few corners is going to be quite nice. And we're up in 7th now. I think someone must have pitted. But coming up towards turn 3, the other flag up ahead, as that is Herschel off the track, and that is up to 6th place now. We're 7 laps in, so pretty comfortable really for the first 6 laps. I was just trying to make a gap over Kumundo and the other drivers behind me, but I can see up to 2nd place as most of the ultra runners have pitted. I forgot to mention I'm on super softs, going for a 1-stop from super soft onto the soft tyres, and got quite a train out behind me, but Franglish is in the pit, so that's going to throw me into the lead, and I never thought I'd be leading my first race in F2 with no racing light on. That is pretty surprising to say the least. And now through turn 1. We are just leading from Kumundo, who's in the Toro Rosso, and LT and Boberts, who is my teammate this season. You can see on to like 12 now. I've led for 2 laps, and it's a Red Bull 1-2 at the minute, so if we're going to end the race now, that'd be nice. But unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. We're into the pits and slowing down for the line now, and we're going to drop quite far down. Smithson there is just coming past. He is the net leader on those soft tyres, and Franglish is in 2nd place once everyone makes their stops. But you can see onto the soft tyres, 2.7 second stop. That's pretty good, and we're going to drop down behind all these cars on the minimap now, which is the most frustrating thing, I reckon, just dropping behind everyone. But some of these do have stops to make still. I think Fluffy Pillow there was on super soft, so he's not going to the end. And now Boring Shutter is just going to get ahead of me, who was behind me just before the stops. And MPV0 is ahead as well. He had to change front wing, it's still got ahead of me. And Herschel now trying to stay ahead of him. Yes, we do, but he's on super softs, so I'd imagine he's going to pit again. It'd be very unlikely that he'd take them to the end. Pretty impressive if he could, though. And we've just held on ahead of him, but now defending off the inside line into the next corner and holding the 11th place. But a few cars have yet to pit. I'm going to the end now, so any position I'm in is a net position really. I'm just thinking about like that. And you can see already a few cars are in the pits, but Herschel's now right behind me on those fresher, not fresher, but they're newer, they're better tyres, sorry, super soft tyres. And a few cars in the pits up to 9th for Herschel, trying to defend the inside, but he's got the inside, bit of a lag like bubble really. But Herschel up the inside, luckily didn't get any damage. I kind of just, when I saw he was like desyncing it out a little bit, I just sort of let him through. Didn't really want to fight it too badly, but hopefully we can try and stay with him, and he can hopefully drag me to the cars ahead because he has got the super soft tyres compared to my softs, of course. And that'll be good if he can drag me up to the next few cars who are also on the I think they're on softs up ahead, so if I can catch them, that is for a net position. But Herschel's now run wide through the next corner and got a bit of overstay, kind of trying to take advantage of that. I'm looking to the outside, but can we switch to the inside? We're going to try it, but Herschel just about covered it off, had to brake early, didn't want to go for a ridiculous dive bomb there. As the most important thing in this race for me is to finish, because I do have quite a good points run at the minute, which I'm pretty proud of. I don't really want to lose, so my points record stretches back to Bahrain of season 13. This is season 15, so yeah, that's pretty good. And for races I've started, I've got points in every race since that. Which I think is about 30 or 35 races or something now, which is pretty good, and hopefully that can stretch on for as long as possible. But we've got to get points in this race first. And now Boberts, my teammate, is right behind me. He's on the super soft tyres, just come out of the pits, so he pitted like quite late for super softs, but he's going to get me anyway. He's on the fresher and the softer tyres, so I'm going to kind of let him through as my teammate, and he's got the connection sign, which I'm not too confident about really, and I know from previous seasons that he is a little bit laggy hit from time to time. But he's going to go for a move on Herschel now, is he? He's going to try out the inside, a bit of a dive bomb there from Boberts on Herschel. He's tapped his right rear wheel and pushed Herschel around a little bit, but I'll take that. He's pushed me into 9th place as well, so it's a bit of a tag team in there for Red Bull, it looks like, but I'm sure not intentional for Roberts, just a bit of a lag that caused the contact. But now onto lap 23, a lot later, Boberts has absolutely left me for dust up ahead, and I've got Team Vodka Shot and MVP Zero, who's pitted again, so these two really do at the pace, especially Zero. I think Vodka Shot pitted maybe twice as well, but the one stop is technically faster, but not by much. But I'm going to defend from Vodka up the inside, run him out wide, and that is keeping the position for now. But he's obviously got the DRS and actually let Zero through there, so I think he must have run it off the track a little bit, which wasn't my intention. I was just trying to cover off the inside, but we're doing that again to MVP Zero now, and just about covering him off on this corner, turning at my normal turning point, and he can't get to the inside there. And we're trying to defend now up to 7th with only like 5 laps to go, so it could, it looks like I'm on for points unless I make a mistake. But Zero up the inside again, but we don't let him do that. We break a bit later and turn in normally. But you can see on the mini-map we've got these two Haas cars right behind me, which should put me down to 9th if they both get past, and then there's 2 more cars on the mini-map, both on fresher tyres I think. But Zero's at the inside of the next corner. We'll try just brake later than him, but almost a bit of contact. I don't want to put him into the wall, that would be pretty bad. And now he's got the better run because I had to lift off to make sure I didn't put him in the barriers, and he's got that position. I don't want to go side by side into the chicane, and he's already bolted away. You can just see the grip from those super softs compared to these normal soft tyres that are worn. And also I'm not brilliant at that chicane to the already still. After all the practice I did, I could never really get it spot on consistently. But Zero with a bit of oversteer there, but it doesn't lose any time. And Vodka Shot also right behind me now. Looks like he's going to be pouncing on me fairly soon, probably in one of the 2 DRS zones between turn 1, before turn 1 and turn 3. And then we've just got to focus on keeping lap times up and trying to defend from the next car behind on the minimap. And Vodka Shot is going for the inside line. I tried to cover it off, but it left it a gap, so he went for it. I decided to close DRS, lift off a bit, let him through, so I don't lose too much time. But we've got Boring Shite now, who I overtook at the start of the race. He's actually done a 2-stop as well. So I think for me, a 1-stop was faster by about 5 to 10 seconds, depending on the stint length and everything. So that's kind of a little bit of a negative, is that all these drivers are catching up quite a lot on their 2 stops, even though it's about 5 to 10 seconds slower. But with just coming onto the penultimate lap now, and Boring Shire has caught up to me, so my pace isn't that good, but I've got a bit lucky with instance, and the strategy has sort of played into my hands. But that does involve a lot of defending with the strategy. But he's going to the inside, kind of brake early, do a switchback move. We're going to try it, split the apex nicely. Boring goes wide, and we've done a lovely switchback there up the outside of turn 2, and now defending as turn 3. Just kind of stick to the yellow line on the inside and brake at 100 meters as normal, and there's no room around the outside there. I'm going to force that shut straight away, and he's going to have to wait behind for now. But he's obviously got the super soft tyres, and I imagine he's a faster driver than me. As Australia is one of my least favourite circuits, and yeah, and I'm not very good there with no line at all, and I'm not very good with no line generally. So he's probably quicker than me in every way, especially yeah, just raw pace, and the tyres are going to help as well. So he's going to try and go around the maybe look for a move into the next corner, but no, he doesn't. And you can see in the bottom right, my fuel is negative at the minute with just a lap and a half to go, so that's not good. I'm still running rich because I'm trying to defend for him, but he's going to look for a move now. He's got a better run at the last corner. He's got the inside of the chicane. I don't want to go side by side through there. As I was saying, I don't want to crash, so that is kind of letting him through a little bit there, but I didn't want to race him. I broke a bit too early as well through that corner, but it was not really a battle worth fighting, and so it was probably going to end up in a crash. And Tapan is not too far behind. He's about 10 seconds back, but he has much pressure tires. But here's his Vodka Shot going off the track, and I think he spun out or something, but that's putting him back up into 9th. And but he is obviously on the ultra softs, which could still be good, but I imagine he got some damage from going off that generally. But now onto the final lap, Vodka Shot did actually get damage. He had to drop back a lot, but coming across the line for 9th place in my first race with no assists, and I'm very happy with that. Points were my aim, and we managed to get them. You can see Smithson winning the race, congratulations to him, and Franglish and Apex on the podium for EVR and Thrive respectively. Bailey, great job in 4th, like he's 11 years old, and yeah, very good job. Rockwell in 5th, Bobbett's 6th, a good job for the team with 6th and 9th, which is pretty good results for us. And Boring Shot at 7th, Zero 8th, myself in 9th, and Tapan in 10th place. But it's going to be the end of this video. I'll be bringing highlights for all of my races this season, so go ahead and subscribe for those so you don't miss any. And if you did like the video, leave a like. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Joe83, and I will see you next time.